I can see very tired folks. I was given the job of keeping you away from the networking for a long time. I don't think so you want to stay long. So let's try to, well, I know that, but I don't drink, so I avoid talking about drinks from the stage. Anyway, I think just to keep this fast, quick, interesting, I thought I'll actually talk about my own journey. I started in 2001, so a very, very, very long time back. There was no AIF at that time. There was a VCF guideline, no ecosystem. And if you have to search for an entrepreneur, you really need to search for a needle in the haystack. Entrepreneurs were really difficult to find. I'll tell you my story along with the 7 choices of words, and those words pretty much will tell you how our own ecosystem has evolved over the last 20 years. My first word of choice is choice itself. I was a forester. I was living in a forest in Odisha, and I firsthand saw the aspiration of young poor who wanted to be rich. Now, I was very unsure of what rich meant, but I consistently heard from all poor people they wanted to be rich. And it took me to IIM Ahmedabad to search for the meaning of the word rich. And I discovered that you become rich if you have the right to make choices. And that's really what defined richness in general. So started with rich people, rich person can make choices, and then the corollary of this, if you can make choices, you're rich. And so with this conviction, I met one of the gentlemen called Vishnu Varshney. I don't know how many of you would have heard of him. He's considered to be India's first venture capitalist. And Vishnu Varshney introduced me to the word called venture capital. And I thought I need to actually start a fund that will unleash this latent entrepreneurial capability that will help Indian masses to make choices. The second term that I draw from my own background, which is forestry, is ecosystem. So my forestry degree did not help me to raise capital. It took me 5 years to raise my first million. And of course, it's a long and hard journey. But that $1 million did not come because I was really good. It came because there were lots of individuals who stepped forward and who allowed me to actually deliver while they stood from the background. So people like Jayesh Parekh, Praveen Gandhi, Anant Nageshwaran, Sanjeev Sanyal and others who actually basically allowed me to shine. And I think our industry is built by this contribution of many stalwarts. Some of you saw on the stage, some of you who do not come on the stage. And some of these are the word ecosystem draws a lot from forest and nurturing. The ecosystem is our collective responsibility. Your presence here today is an important contribution to this ecosystem, so please keep doing it. I know there are not many GPs here, but whosoever is here, my third term is humility. I wanted to use this opportunity to remind all of us here that as general partners, we are not necessarily the center of the universe. We are actually the lever that entrepreneurs seek to support her quest to change the world for better. Let us be mindful that we are a catalyst to the equation and not the equation itself. Our industry must remain humble as we scale. It's very important for us as GPs to keep that in mind as we invest in entrepreneurs. My fourth term is governance, a fairly oft-abused term. I just wanted to exhort my colleagues here to introspect if we are helping young entrepreneurs in building governance guardrails to protect themselves from missteps. We must acknowledge that healthy conflict will exist between the ambition of the entrepreneurs, the interest of shareholders, and the governance of the company. While we acknowledge the importance of governance, we need to spend significantly more time in strengthening the board and allowing governance to emerge independent of our shareholders' interest. I just wanted to highlight that because a lot of time we do not understand how important it is for us to not overlay our shareholders' interest on the running of the company. And I have seen it personally from close. So just my fifth term is, the choice of my word is regulation. I think it's a very important term. But more importantly, our industry today is fueling the future of India as we invest in these entrepreneurs who try to reimagine the world. We need to be more mindful of any misstep given the importance the sector holds for India's future. It is imperative for us as an industry to acknowledge the need to self-govern as we gain prominence. IVCA is actually thinking of bringing forward a code of conduct and code of ethics, and I hope we will follow them rigorously. Please keep that in mind. My next word is sustainability. I started by saying that we should be investing to create multiple choices, but I want to remind everyone that we have to make choices that are sustainable. We cannot be party to creating a world that our future generations find unsustainable. Finally, impact. That's the last word I wanted to talk about. All invest deliver impact, but not all investing is impact investing. I did not know when I started in 2001 that we were trying to would create a new paradigm of investing called impact investing. This industry that wants to intentionally deliver impact now stands as $1 trillion in assets and growing. I think my journey of spending 4 years to raise $1 million was worth it. As I conclude, I wanted to draw your attention to Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs. In 2015, 193 governments of the world came together to sign an agreement that imagined a world without hunger, without poverty, without inequity by 2030. This is an opportunity to rewrite human history, and each one of you has a role to play in making the world beautiful, sustainable, and worthy for your future generation. Do not miss the lifetime opportunity as you make your investment choices. Namaskar, thank you. We are going to meet tomorrow, and do come here. Unfortunately, I won't be around, but best of luck and enjoy yourself.